She's that mad that she's trying to take the live down.
They always come hard at the truth. I have said that from the beginning. I have said that to you all so much. You know when you're telling the truth, when they come at you that hard. Because they don't want you to put the truth out there. They're afraid that people are going to believe us. Because it's the truth. And they don't want that truth out there. So, again, this is just proof that everything that's being said is true. She is still a predator. Okay? She has a child now, a little girl. This is the woman, the predator, who sat there and offered her firstborn daughter to Nick so he can rape it.
Don't say it. Grape, 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 grape.
That is who you are, Gypsy. You're not some cute mommy influencer. You're not some cute.
That baby was even pushing away from you because she know what's up.
You are an unaliver. You are psychologically ill, which is why you have no connection with that baby. It was obvious. We saw it.
That baby was trying to get away from her. Both of my kids were laying down on my chest and would stay there and wouldn't move. They wouldn't move their head. My son or my daughter would not even flinch their head if they were laying on me. That baby was trying to get away from her. The same way Ken asked trying to get away from you.
Ken ain't with you because he loves you. Ken's with you because you have money and he gets to walk you around on a dog leash.
And not even real money. Like, man, listen, you gonna have to have some real money, like for me to be faking like that on TV. Not in some 100 or something.
And look where they're from and look who they are. You don't have to have money for them to think it's money. I'm just saying, you got a man who don't work, who door dashes for a living. I mean, caught yourself a winner there. But then again, he caught himself a winner because, well, what's on her resume? Oh, unaliving, manipulating, acting like a hoe. That's what's on her resume. So, I mean, I guess maybe at the end of the day, these two are perfectly fit for each other. I'm just saying. She is doing this because Gypsy is spiraling. Her family's spiraling. They know what we're saying is true. Should Gypsy have a baby? No.
No.
She absolutely should not.
And anyone that thinks it's cute.
Responsible for another life and in control of another life when she is still acting the same she did back then. Still making horrible decisions. Still making horrible choices. One, she murdered someone, y'all. Obviously, she doesn't.
And not even someone, her mother. She came out that lady's cooter.
That right there shows you that there is no respect for that mother-child bond with her. That bond is the reverse of her and Aurora.
Yeah, that baby was trying to get free in her arms. That baby was trying to get free.
She does not have respect for that mother-child bond. So why would you think that she would be a good mother? Because she cries these fake alligator tears on her reality show? Because y'all are watching a made-up TV show? Because they were out there on these lives like freaking trash, telling you what you want to hear? You were all judging the fact that she could be a good mother because of that? The same woman who pushed this narrative about abuse that didn't happen, the same woman who pushed the narrative that she had to unalive her mother and needed Nick to do it so she could be saved because she's the ultimate survivor. The same woman who sat there and manipulated a man who was obviously...
He was collecting a disability check a permanent disability check for 7 years at that time. 7 years.
Now, she may not go back in prison, although I do see her reoffending because, again, she's still her. She hasn't changed. Okay? However, she may not go to prison, but I will never let you forget what you did to Dee Dee, what you did to Nick. So you
Just
put it out there, but I can assure you, I've got a much bigger mouth, and people are going to hear me. And they're already starting, look at these comments. They're already coming at you, Gypsy. And here you are just telling the world everything we're saying is true. Not very smart. But I think that she's getting a little too cocky now. You see, Gypsy is getting too cocky.
I don't even think it's cocky.
Actually, no, it's cocky. She's putting out there, she's literally...
I think she thought admitting this, I think she thought admitting this would be some accountability, but it's not, because that man is sitting in prison for life.
Accountability. She hasn't yet to take accountability for anything.
In her head, this is some accountability. In her head.
Yeah. She can't even take accountability for her affair.
Oh, that wasn't an affair. She just decided she wasn't in love anymore. That's her theory.
Oh.
That's her theory.
Oh. We're going to play on words here. No, it was still an adulterous affair there, Jet. You have no respect for any human bond. Not mother-child, not husband-wife. You have no respect for human connections and bonds. That means you're sick. I'm sorry that you are psychologically ill. I'm sorry that you will never be normal. I'm sorry that you can't feel emotion and that you need attention and that your brain works the way it does. But you need to get help. You need to take accountability and responsibility, because maybe then people will start to feel a little bit something for you. I'm just saying. There ain't nobody watching you because you're cute. Let's be real. We all see you. At the end of the day, you're still the chick in the sink. You know it. Ken knows it, because that's why he doesn't want to touch butts with you, honey. Because he sees the girl in the sink. Just saying. Blonde hair, brown hair, long hair, short hair. You're never going to change. You're still you. And we all know who you is, Demona. Being a mother isn't going to change who you are. In fact, it causes more concern. I'm just saying.
I mean, hell, just the fact that the baby was trying to push herself away from her. Like, that was a prime example. Like, the craziest thing for you to do is do that. And I bet you when she posted that video of me, it was when Ken said that he would bring the baby or she would come, which is why she said she's going to prove me wrong. Girl, you think I was born at night? None of us was born last night. Like, how silly do you think we are?
And honestly, everybody just watched your live where you were having Christy take care of the baby because, well, you can't connect with anybody, not even your child, which is a serious cause for concern since you are an unaliver. I'm just saying.
The fact that she had the audacity to say that was 10 years ago while he's sitting in there for life. Like, I can't I'm sorry. Like, that set me off. Like 10 years ago. Like,
you were a toothless, gumming animal just 10 years ago. There is no such thing as just 10 years ago. Especially not when you're facing life in prison. And to be quite honest, I'm actually disappointed that you didn't get the chair, because I would have loved to watch that. Watch you squiggle around until your legs stop moving, squirming, crying. I would have loved to watch that. I'm just saying. Call me mean, call me a bully, call me whatever the F you want. I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to be honest. I would love to watch it. I love when people get what they deserve.
Well, she's gonna get hers is coming because I'm not gonna let this go. And there's a whole slew of other creators that aren't gonna let this go. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I
You
promise
have
you, you're not going to
no
have another night of rest because
God.
the fact that we saw this FOIA and we saw all that evidence against you and showed that you were the manipulator, you were the liar, you have the media thinking one thing, but there's proof in these court documents. And you know what? Let me ask you something, Gypsy. You said we all know this case was an effed up situation. I will never deny that. But haven't you heard that is so 10 years ago? People grow up and change. Well, why don't you tell the goddamn media that?
Why don't you
Tell the
grow up and
media the
tell the
truth then.
goddamn truth?
Tell the media the truth. If you want me to shut up, you go tell the media the truth and the whole truth, not part truth, the entire truth. Hand over the FOIA to the media so they can see that you lied. You unalived your mom for sausage. If you want this to stop, you hand everything over to the media and you tell the truth instead of sitting there and having 60 minutes talk about you were the sweetest person they ever met, but you are a felon that unalived their mom. No, tell the truth.
You know what's funny? She doesn't even have to give it over to mainstream media because I sent it to everybody. I put out 350 emails with it. They're going to get it. They're all going to see it. They're all going to see it. I don't think that you all realize how many people we have working behind the scenes for this.
There's a lot, a whole
But
lot, and she doesn't realize it. I'm not staying on. I'm not letting up.
People are sending emails. I can assure you that
We've been moving in silence. Believe that.
mm-hmm.
Staying up hours at night to make sure that he gets justice.
Yes,
and believe, anytime I put this much time behind it, believe he will get justice. If you think that me talking about you for a year was about money, you have to be a fool. I am pretty, I am smart, and I can talk. My most viral videos have nothing to do with you. So if you really want to be real, it is definitely not about the money. I'm going to get the bag one way or another. Okay? Even though you thought you were taking from me. And you could lie all day to these people about saying you didn't get me fired from my job. But I, and Bree know that's the truth. Okay? So you can sit up on here and say whatever you want. Bree admitted it on a live. Okay? So we all know. And despite of that, this is to show you how much I'm a favorite. Believe I'm always going to be good. I'm one of God's favorites, and I will say that every time because my bank account didn't know I got fired. My bank account had no clue. If that don't tell you I'm one of God's favorites, you could send someone to my door right now with a pew pew, and I guarantee you God will make sure I'm still here tomorrow to talk about it.
There you go. I understand Nina's anger. I really do. I feel you, Nina. I really do.
Look how many hours we go through that stuff at night. Look how many hours that multiple creators and I are coming up with a game plan on how to get this out there. If it was about money, I wouldn't be doing that at night because I don't get paid for that.
Yep.
He will get justice by any means necessary as long as I'm carrying my integrity.
Yep. But I still think it's funny that she's out here acting reckless and a mess again, ready to land herself back in prison with a parole violation. All because of TikTok.
Yeah, she's all up in arms. But you're saying that was so 10 years ago. 10 years ago, 2 people lost their lives. But that was
So
just 10 years ago. So we should disregard that.
somebody being unalive doesn't matter anymore if it was 10 years ago? That just makes you look even more like a piece of shit, that statement. I unalived her, but that was 10 years ago. It's not a big deal. Like, it's always a big deal. Every day for the rest of your life, you should be telling people how it's a big deal, because that's what grown adults do. They take accountability and responsibility and show remorse and regret and guilt and all of that. They don't make statements like, well, she's dead now. It was 10 years ago. Not a big deal. Dude, that was your mother. That was your mother. And you could sit there and say that that woman was a horrible woman, but your father wanted nothing to do with you. You yourself are posting videos with your baby girl talking about he got a second chance. He left you because he also did not love you. He left you and was never there for you. So he is just as bad, if not worse, than your mother was. So then maybe you should handle that situation the same way you did Dee Dee. I'm just saying.
Talking about it was 10 years ago.
Justified.
It was 10 years ago. She, like, the audacity is unreal. Like, why would she write a statement like that 10 years ago? Like, somebody losing their life and somebody sitting in jail for prison, that if your story was true, they would be a hero, is 10 years ago. While you're out here terrorizing other people, is insanity. I wow. 10
Although,
years.
you know what though, Nina? You should be really proud of yourself though, because she's scared of you. She knows you're on the right track. She knows you're not going to give up. She's scared as hell of you. I'm just saying.
Well, she need to continue, because I'm not letting this go. I invested too much time for him not to get some sort of justice. Too much time for him to not get some sort of justice. Because again, and I keep saying this, and I think a lot of people don't realize it, the situations like this, people don't take serious until it happens to a family member of theirs or a friend of theirs. And then people want people to take shit serious. But if we were to stop this at the head and stop letting the system get over like this, especially the fact that the system got over on a disabled man. Do you know how hard it is to get disability, let alone permanent disability? And he was getting permanent disability for over 7 years. Do you understand how hard that is to get? For him to get that, that should tell you how bad it was.
And listen to these court documents about how unfair the whole trial really was. They literally let her lie and perjure herself right in front of their face with evidence contrary to what she says. They literally allowed her to lie. Dan Patterson did, that judge did. Now, I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say alleged. I'm not going to say anything, because that is 100% fact. That is a fact, that they allowed her to get up there and perjure herself. They needed her to perjure herself to justify the plea deal that she got because she was an abuse victim. But nobody wanted to talk about the fact that Nick was one too. In fact, he was probably abused even worse and longer ago, because you weren't really abused, Gypsy. We know that. But he actually was an abuse victim. He actually did go through a lifetime on top of dealing with his autism and everything else he had going on. And you took him at a point in his life where he couldn't take any more, and you manipulated him into taking another's life. Yep. You should be really proud of yourself. You're going to make a great influencer one day.
Talking about, I wrote this book for my daughter. Why don't you just tell the whole world the truth? Because you take zero accountability, zero, none. And I've said from day one, and you have said it yourself, even in those messages you had to me, you said that all I wanted was for you to hold yourself accountable. But yet, a whole year later, you still have no remorse. You are villainizing a man that should have been a hero in your book if your story was true. That's how we know you're a liar. And even just the fact that this FOIA has shown more evidence that you even lied to your mom, the one that you unalived when she was very sick. What everybody fails to tell in the media and everything else was your mom was very sickly. You were stealing her medication, which is why she put a lock on that door. And you still are out here saying that was 10 years ago. Like, we're supposed to just dismiss that. Like, you really sat there on your phone, wrote this out, and said, yeah, this is a good idea. Yeah, it's 10 years ago. I don't care who else was affected by it. I don't care about 10 years. I know I've been lying for the last 10 years since it happened, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to put this statement up here because, yeah, it sounds like I'm taking accountability.
They are, Blue. They are laughing at her when they watch. Nobody watched her live today because she was interested.
No, people were telling her to hold the baby's leg and everything else. Like, they know she don't know what she's doing, and she don't care for that baby. Everybody knows that. Like, she's a danger. She's a danger. She's a danger to herself and every damn body else. And the fact that anybody could sleep with their eyes closed around her, then that show you that they got some issues too.
Yep. Yep.
And let's talk about her bestie, Bree, that will sit there and defend a unaliver, defend some child predator, defend a liar, a thief, a manipulator. Everything that's bad, you are. And you will not have a night of rest until he gets justice. And I mean that with every ounce in my body.
Mm-hmm.
You sat there on that 60-minute interview and lied, and you wanted those people to think you were the sweetest person. The sweetest person, I can guarantee you, didn't unalive their mom. Come on, make it make sense. That lady was just as dumb as she was.
She could be all kinds of sweet and smiley and giggly, and you, at the end of the day, you're still a murderer, man. Okay, you're the sweetest murderer.
Well, that's saying he's the tallest short man. Which one is it? Is he
Right.
tall or is he short?
Exactly. She was the nicest murderer I've ever met.
Like, that's nuts. Like, that's really nuts. When you really let that sink in, you're like, is that lady okay?
Yeah. Like, you're sitting there talking to someone who took your mother's life, calling her sweet.
Like, yeah, that's the nicest man that ever burglarized my house.
Right?
Like, what?
I mean, yeah. He was the nicest rapist. Come on.
I just can't believe this comment. I'm sorry, like, this comment really, it just, I just can't.
Yeah, I find it funny because that's confirmation that I know what I'm doing is getting to her. So I find it funny that if it weren't true or none of this was bothering you, well, you wouldn't waste the 5 seconds it took you to write that. Because, you see, real famous people, Gypsy, real celebrities don't do that.
And you think you're going to bully me? You thought you were going to post that and bully me? I don't care who's in my comment section talking smack to me. I don't care about none of that. None of that.
Yeah. I know, seriously. And I can't. I mean, the chick is like 4'1". Like, come on.
Literally, I fall asleep while on lives when everybody's messaging me, Nina, they're talking smack about you. Like I dead ass fell asleep on the screen. That's how unbothered and how much I don't care.
I don't know.
Honestly, if she was smart, what she should have never did was message me last year.
Well, there's that.
Because that was the moment where I really realized how manipulative she was. That was really the moment. Because I was like, this girl is really trying to convince me she's a good person in this messenger. That's wild.
So do me a favor, what was that message about? Go through that, because there's some people that don't even know about it.
The phone, Geo has my iPad and I'm on this phone. But basically, the message was she was basically telling me that her and Ryan had the perfect relationship and that I was wrong, that they weren't having relationship issues. And
Wait.
yes,
Oh, wow.
yes. She said that I was wrong, their relationship was perfect.
Sounds familiar, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that Ryan was sick and she wasn't pregnant. Now I never said she was pregnant for sure. I said somebody said she was at the hospital and overheard Gypsy say she was pregnant. But you know what? Part of me believes that that may be true now. Do y'all remember that?
That's
I didn't
crazy.
really think about that, but maybe part of that makes me think that maybe that was true.
Mm-hmm. That's wild. Oh, so cold outside. Ooh.
And it was probably because she had been seeing Ken all that time. Because she was saying in that message that she was not pregnant.
She made it a point to say she wasn't pregnant?
Yes, in the message.
When was that?
March 13th last year.
Oh.
Literally, it's a year, a couple of days ago.
Yeah. That's wild.
And I remember it because I was getting ready. I was doing my makeup for work and I got a message on Facebook and it said Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And at first I was like, this can't be real. And then I looked and saw that it had the check mark. And I was thinking to myself, well, what the hell would she want to do with me? But keep in mind, I had been on a live earlier. No, the day before. Gypsy came into the live and was sitting in the live with her real account. Okay.
In your life?
Yes. And everybody in the comments section was like, Gypsy's in here. I said, Gypsy's not in here. Why do y'all keep saying that? They was like, nah, she's in there. Then one of my followers sent me a screenshot that she was in there. So I looked and it was sure enough her, like account, everything, right? And the comment section, I still have it. The comment section said, Gypsy, you could talk. We don't bite. Like everybody in the comment section was saying, Marissa, you were there. Okay, so she's someone that's been following me through that time. Marissa was in that live and everybody was saying, Gypsy, you could talk. We don't bite. And she still didn't say anything. So she sat in that live for a little bit longer, didn't say nothing. Okay, nothing at all. And so I was like, dang, that's kind of weird. Like, why would she come into my live and not say anything? Like, why? Like, what was she doing? Right? Literally, was it the next day or the day after she sent me a message? And that was when I realized that her and Ken were talking to each other because they started following each other both on social media. Now, Ken had commented on one of my posts early January, like January 8th or something, right? And in that comment, I thought it was a fake Ken page because he didn't like it looked like a burner, but like he had some followers, maybe like 200 or something like that. But it seemed like a fake page, right? So I said, if you were the real Ken, prove it, right? He didn't prove it. So I thought it was the fake one. But when right before she came in my live, like a day before, that's when I saw that fake Ken page. And the only reason why I knew that was the page is because I messaged him. It was like, hey, if you're really him, prove it, right? I saw that page and her page were following each other. When I went to the message, I went to that page from the message and saw that he was following her and she was following him. Right. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, like I think like what I told you guys, January 8th, she was going to leave her husband and go back with her ex. Here it is. They're following each other now. I think it's starting to happen right now. And that's when she messaged me. She was trying to distract me from putting that narrative out that they were together, even though she was still with Ryan at the time.
Wow. That's a mess.
I'm telling you, January 8th, I said, I think she will leave her husband and get back with her ex.
Yeah.
I said that in a video. Like, if you look back to January 8th of last year, there's a whole video with me actually saying that this would happen. And then this time last year, I said, once Raina came on the live, I said, I guarantee you Gypsy is going to get pregnant by Ken, have that baby, and ruin Raina's life. And she going to be stuck taking care of somebody else's baby. So when she says that I've been wrong and I've been telling lies, she a liar. And she know it. I've been clocking her tea ever since she came on this app. And that's why she comes so hard for me, because I've been clocking her tea.
That's it.
And now she gonna come on this app and say that it's been 10 years.
Yeah. Like 10 years. Her life was still taken, regardless if it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. We took her out of this world before she should have been. But it's so
Like,
sad. That's how little life means to her, though.
Oh, of course.
Of course. Make a statement like it's been 10 years, let it go. Just shows how much that didn't matter to her. How much she don't care.
Could you imagine birthing a monster like that?
I can't imagine. No, I can't imagine my child wanting to take me out of this world. And I'm looking at my kid, and they're literally unaliving me. That's wild. Like, it's
And
not
I
so
think
much
she knew it was coming.
She knew that she was sick. She knew.
And she knew Gypsy was going to harm her, because why would she say, Gypsy, don't hurt me?
She pulled a BB knife on her already. She knew that it was a possibility. I really believe that she knew that was coming. And I really believe she was trying to not only protect Gypsy because of her issue with men, she was trying to protect the public as well. Dee knew exactly who her daughter was. We all know our children. We know them better than anybody. And she knew her. So yeah,
This is just a sad situation. And for her to say this was 10 years ago, like, it's, I don't know, that comment right there is triggering as hell to me.
yeah,
Because it just shows how much she
yeah,
like 10 years ago. Yeah, then you tell the truth. Tell the media the truth. Let the media tell the truth. If it was just 10 years ago and people make mistakes, what if that was the case? You sitting on these interviews and constantly lying, how is that people make mistakes? When people make mistakes, they admit to them. They come clean.
yep, yeah. If they really are sorry, if they really are trying to show that, hey, look, this is
Here,
what I
let me
did.
go get your
I
iPad.
want to change. You can't change anybody who's been to AA as an alcoholic or NA or whatever other A programs there are out there. You all know that you have to accept responsibility for what you did, or you can't change. You can't change in the same headspace that you've always been in. And she is still in that headspace. I'm just saying.
Hold on, they flagged one of my videos. I have to dispute it. Why is it saying appeal unavailable?
They did that to mine too. They did when I tell you they hit my account as well last night. But on that note, it's after midnight here, so I'm gonna get going. Because yeah, I want to kind of go through this.
Well, good thing I'll put this on my YouTube. Y'all could see what she does with what you
Yeah, I'll put it on mine as well. And then yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, guys. Same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. But I appreciate everyone. Thank you guys for all of the gifts. Thank you guys for the interaction in the chat. Thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate you. Yeah, we'll take what happened
But they
today.
didn't take the video down.
They didn't, right?
Why would they give me a strike if they didn't take it down?
I don't know.
This doesn't make any sense. No, they did not take the video down.
That's wild.
Let me see something.
Well, I'm gonna get going. I need to
Okay.
go.
I'll
But
see
guys,
you guys tomorrow.
we'll see you
8
same
o'clock.
time tomorrow night.